What's up, guys, and welcome back to the JP and Trav show from the JP and Trav YouTube channel, and also live from Travis's X and Instagram. As always, the host with the most, JP, and to my right, I have my esteemed co-host and friend and brother, Travis J. Davidson. How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm good. I'm good. Just out here in Frisco, Texas, doing the Shrine game with Team Sports Consulting
You
Group.
might you might be
We
muted, or I'm muted, or I can't hear you. Which one of the two?
let's see, red. That's green. You got me back yet?
It's that new hotel setup. That's what it is.
It might be. Hold on. I think this. Maybe I'll here.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, he
he said
said
I hear you both.
he hears us both, Captain Trips. So I don't know why I can't hear you, but hey, if other people can hear you, let's roll with that.
Okay, well, hopefully you get your sound worked out to where you can hear me. But yeah, here down in Frisco, Texas, for those of you that somehow are unaware still, Team Sports Consulting Group, we do relational psychology consulting for teams, but for the last couple years, the Shrine Bowl has contracted us to do the relational psychology assessments for all of the prospects that are here at the Shrine game, and then we teach the NFL scouts about them, and we're here looking to land some NFL teams. So hopefully, we get some partnerships going with some NFL teams. I've got some good leads already, but the festivities start tomorrow. We just drove down today, so yeah, it'll keep me busy. Obviously, JP, maybe not in your neck of the woods, but definitely in our neck of the woods, the storm, the snowmageddon is it's all anybody's talking about. Everybody in Tulsa is thinking they're going to get 12 to 15 inches of snow. Oklahoma City Metro is going to get a layer of ice and then snow, and then I guess everything in Texas is just going to be covered in ice. So they're talking power outages. In Minnesota, it's Minnesota. It was different because we'd go up there for Christmas and there'd be a couple feet of snow on the ground, but they have the infrastructure for it. Like the infrastructure is not there for people in Oklahoma, for people in Texas, because why would it be? Why would you build a house in order to regularly deal with and heat a house, regularly deal with sub-zero temperatures or sub-freezing temperatures if you never have them, or if you have them once every few years. So it's gonna be rough down here, but hopefully we get snowed in with a bunch of NFL scouts, and I can just sit there and sell. I can sit there and sell, sell, sell. Be like, hey guys, you can't go anywhere else. You can't fly home because the airport's shut down. So let's buy some assessments. So, anyways, yeah, that's what we're doing down here. So, how you doing? How you doing up there, buddy? You in the family room at the school up there? What's going on?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to transition to the other office because for whatever reason it's I think it's the connection in here, which is probably why I can hear you. But I'm doing well. Um, I just had games tonight, so got a workout in, and we wanted to get it to you any way we could. That's why we I'm coming to you live from the school. Trav coming to you live from Shrine Bowl in Frisco because we dedicated to the grind, man. That's what it is. So I'm doing well. I don't think we gonna get it as bad, crazy enough as y'all down there. I don't know really what to believe, Travis, because they keep saying it's gonna be 2 inches, and then it may be 10. I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna be for us, but I do know that y'all gonna get, you know, smacked. Oh, and my wife did want to, I know we're gonna talk about it a little bit. She did want to
Yeah,
say go Hoosiers. She's experiencing a national championship for the first time in her life. So, I've been trying to be happy for her.
man, I couldn't be more happy for her. Got to be an awesome feeling, especially never having won one before,
Yeah.
to win one in that fashion. in complete, underdog to start the year, only 8 blue chip players, just against all odds, like against all like accepted truths we think about when it comes to college football. They defied the odds, so was very cool. So congratulations to all Indiana Hoosiers fans out there, not just any of them that happen to be married to one of the hosts of this show. Everybody, all of them, all of them. I know there are a lot of them. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was. I mean, I was pulling for Indiana. I think everybody was, and
Well,
as an
not
OU
everybody,
fan,
Trav.
so what?
I said not everybody, Trav. My assistant AD is a Purdue grad.
Oh, yeah, but it's not like
Him and
he's like a
Kirsten are
big,
ahead of me.
big Miami fan or anything like that. He's just a hater.
Yeah, yeah. That that is exactly correct. He is a hater. But yeah, I mean, it was matter of fact, obviously we're gonna use this time to get into transfer portal, and I'd honestly like you to talk about Trav, what you got going on um down to Shrine Bowl this week. But let's just off top talk about the national championship game. Indiana and Miami. Indiana, obviously ended up winning, but I mean, it was to my opinion, it was a close game most of the way through. Indiana broke free there for a little bit, but Miami made it interesting. They proved kind of their metal as a program, and that Cristobal has them in a good spot going forward.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting because they're losing a lot, right? As most national championship college football playoff teams do typically. But Miami, they hit the transfer portal hard with old dudes, and it's I don't know, it's like they've got like a 25-year-old defensive end. Obviously, Carson Beck's a 6-year dude. Like they're going to lose multiple offensive linemen. Um, like Miami, like Cristobal did his thing for sure, but I mean, how are they going to get back, right? What's the path like to get back? They lost
Yeah,
8. So, um, shout out OU women's hoops, just took down the number 2 team in the country in South Carolina. Uh,
awesome.
uh, Chavez put up 26 in the effort.
26.
Game went to overtime. Yeah, she's nice. So
She's a dog.
Reagan Beers had 14 boards. Chavez also had 8 assists. So, anyways, the national championship, Miami, yes, proved their mettle with that team. I'll be interested to see if they're able to get back because I just don't trust them to because Miami's never won anything. Like when I say never won anything, it's like they still haven't won the ACC and they've been in
Yeah,
it like 21 years. Like what are we doing now? So
that's so
um
crazy.
yeah. Yeah. So no, I think the story is obviously about Indiana. Now, what does Indiana look like when they reload, right? What does that look like now that they're getting, portal players that aren't from the G5 or FCS or anything like that? Is it going to screw with their mojo? Are they going to get too many egos in there? Are they not going to be able to play going from the hunters to the hunted? All the things you hear, right? About an
Yeah,
underdog champion, all the
yeah,
things you hear, those are all going to, um, these are all going to be uh, just like it's said against Oklahoma City as well. Like it was said, oh, they're so young, and then they win it after setting records. This year, they were off to a hell of a start, historic start, and how are they handling the diversity, the adversity early with injuries and whatnot? I don't know. I don't know. They've got a decent record through the last one of the NBA's best through the last over the last like 20 games, but with the way they started, everybody was talking like, man, this is a team that's going to win 74 games. But
right.
I suppose I won't talk much NBA much more. I don't, I know it's a tanking year for you guys. So
Oh, it's just a weird dichotomy to be a person who like has Oklahoma blood in him, but was born here, right? All whole family from Oklahoma. Mom graduated, sister run track. All my family's there, right? Ardmore, 580, everything. Okay.
mhm.
Yet I'm born here. Okay. So growing up cheering for the professional teams, but I'm Oklahoma all the way down in college. So imagine my surprise when, okay, Pacers are finally in the finals again. Since the first time I was 5, but we play Oklahoma City. And I gotta see what happened to them this summer. Okay. All right, fine, whatever. Then we get to football season. Okay, we make the playoff. But then, the state that I live in gets to win a national championship. So I'm just on the losing side everywhere. Like it's just opposites for me. It's crazy. It don't make sense.
Well, it's funny people talk about the, would the states make a trade? Like Oklahoma's a football state, Indiana's a basketball state. Like, how about we'll take the national championship, y'all can take the NBA
Yeah.
finals. But I'm fine with the way it worked out. I'm happy for Indiana, happy for Signetti, happy for Fernando Mendoza. Man,
Dog.
what an
That
easy guy to
run,
root for.
that run was nuts.
That run was incredible. You couldn't have drawn it up. And it was the peak of sport. Like, it's the peak of storylines, right? A guy who wanted to walk on at Miami, grew up going to Miami football camps, was rated a 2-star out of high school. He asked if he could walk on to Miami, and they said no. He goes back, plays a national title in Miami's stadium, and puts the team on his back, beats them in front of, it's just, it's crazy to me. It's everything you could have asked for from a storyline perspective.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's iconic, and that touchdown leap that Kirsten's talking about. That touchdown leap that's going to be blown up and everywhere in the state of Indiana. That's going to be on every wall. It's going to be on every wall. So
Yeah.
yeah, his mom has MS. His dad wouldn't stand up, would always sit down and celebrate with her. Like everything about it. Like it's just underdog, like leads a team that has never won a national title, one of the, statistically worst football programs in history, leads them over his hometown. The things that have to go right for that to happen, it's astronomical. Astronomical. You've
Yeah.
got to be on the program. Like it's just, and the crazy part is the guy that made the interception, like
It's
the
from
guy that made the
Miami.
interception is he like 12 minutes away from that stadium. He's from Miami, and his uncle played for Miami, and he was the one in '01 that committed the pass interference that lost them the national title game.
That's so
So
nuts.
so his uncle is on made an iconic bad play for Miami, and he ends up intercepting the ball, and I just can't. So many things fell into place. It's got to be a top 3 sports story all time. Of
Yeah.
things that just fell into place. It's got to be.
Yeah. It is a legitimate a movie candidate like within the next 5 years. Like legitimately. It's crazy to think that um 2 years ago, Indiana's a joke. Like they're the joke, right? Of college football. And Kurt Signetti. I remember like when he said Google me, I win. Everybody, like, okay, dude, like, all right, bro, like, come on now. And for
Hmm.
them to win the national championship in 2 years, and it's funny because, like I said, I love my assistant AD, but he a hater. Like he's like, oh, like everybody's acting like, oh, like how could Indiana do this? Well, it's the NIL era. They got money, and I looked at him and I said, sir, I said, what did money have to do with what we just saw? I was like, who? What players did that? Like, if you want to say Fernando, like, okay, but like the rest of their players, like, who did they pay? What big name players did they pay to be there? Like that they were mostly brought from the ground up, and even then, like what 2 stars, 3 stars out of high school, guys that were brought. You know what I mean? Like they didn't have the this crazy transfer portal class
Yeah,
like
Coogan
everybody
might be
else
the
had.
only one. Like Coogan might be the only one that's like a big time guy. I mean, he was at Notre Dame, played in the national championship with Notre Dame. Like
Yeah,
that might be the only one. Like
yeah,
everybody else, like yeah, I don't know. I mean, you had some like a couple of like P4 rejects, and I mean that with all due respect, like
yes, of course.
processed out of P4 schools and then brought back in. Um, but yeah, I mean, and everybody was like, man, look at the prices of those tickets. I'm like, dude, one, it's in one's home stadium. So if you're anybody in Miami that's got money, you're going to pay to go do that. And Miami's got money, but you've got the largest living fan base or largest living alumni base going to their first ever national championship on a Cinderella historic run. Yeah, that like it's going to be the most expensive ticket. Like was nuts. Like I doubt IU was a top 30 paid roster this year.
Yes, there's no way that they were. That's why I was like, to me, it's just hating to say, oh, like they paid the like. No, Texas did that. Texas did that for real. Ohio State did that for real. Like Indiana, this is
Texas Tech
coaching,
did
bro.
that. Oregon
Texas
did
Tech,
that.
yeah. Like this is coaching straight up. Like Kurt Cignati just pulled off one of the best coaching performances that you know we've seen all time, all time.
Yeah, they and that's the thing. And I think part of the reason why so many people were rooting for them because it almost like like it almost makes you believe in the sport again, right? Everybody talks about, well, you just have to, have all this money. Honestly, who hated to see that was like Jim Nagy and Brent Venables. They're like, crap, now all of our donors are going to be like, oh, you don't need an expensive roster. I'm going to keep my money. How about you just do
Correct.
what Kurt did? You know what I mean? Like, they're like, no,
Yeah.
don't do that. Still, we need the money. So,
No, the fans are
um,
gonna be like, don't do that. Kirby gonna be like, we need 5 stars.
yeah, yeah, it was, yeah, just incredible. I mean, it blows out of the water what Snyder did at Kansas State. That was kind of always the gold standard of taking something turning nothing turning into something somewhat similar in Ames. With Campbell turning them into a respectable program from what Iowa State was. You can say that about Gundy, but Signetti taking it to heights that nobody has seen out of that group. It's incredible.
Yeah. Did,
Yeah,
did
Snyder was
Snyder ever
awesome,
win?
but
Did he win the national championship?
I don't believe so.
Yeah.
So,
Not
well, heck,
comparable.
you never know. Now you can just claim whatever you want. So Kansas State will probably claim 5 or 6 here in a minute, just like Auburn did.
Yeah, the fact that people are taking that as legitimate is asinine to me. It's absolutely asinine. But Trey, let's talk a little bit about, man. Obviously, hey, like you said, use women's basketball, huge win over number 2 South Carolina. Great job, ladies, and hopefully, you guys got to watch that game. I know I was watching a piece of it before we started, but yeah, Chavez is a monster. Beers is a beast on the boards. Hopefully, it's crazy they had a 3-game losing streak and then they beat number two. So hopefully this gets them, back right. Um, what are your thoughts on now that transfer portal's closed? What Oklahoma did in the transfer portal, and do you see Oklahoma? Is this a year we're looking at as, hey, it's a national championship, or we're upset?
I mean, the is it a national championship or we're upset thing is, I mean, an Oklahoma thing. You're always going to be upset if you don't win a national championship, but obviously, like taking that next step, getting to the playoff, that I think OU fans are just like, hey, we want to be in the playoff every year.
Mm-hmm.
We want to be, we want to compete for a national championship every year because it comes down to, I mean, luck. It comes down to injury luck. It comes down to quite literally the ball bouncing your way at times. That kind of stuff. You just need to give yourself as many bites at the apple as possible.
Yeah.
So if you continue to make the playoff, you're giving yourself another bite at the apple, right? Like, you could make. That's why when people are like, "Man, with we made the playoffs 4 times, but didn't win any games," it's like, yeah, but you put yourself in the position, like that's still a good season. Like you still need to give yourself a chance. You can build on that. It obviously helps with recruiting. You can build on this run. It cools down Brent Venable's seat. Everything's good. So I don't think it's national championship or bust or we'll be upset or anything. But I think Oklahoma needs to return to the playoff. Like I think the entire offensive side of the ball, every position group on offense is going to get better. Your quarterback's going to improve with another year of reps. That happens with every college quarterback for the most part. So I
Yeah.
know there are going to be people that say, "Oh, Mateer is what he is." Like, no, with health and reps, every college quarterback gets better. He's also going to be better protected with more continuity on the offensive line. You're going to have 2 running backs that are going to be a year older, a year better, and hopefully healthy. You added another running back with some experience to that room, and then Jonathan Hatton Jr. looks like a guy that can contribute immediately. The wide receiver position, yes, you lose Giovanni Gibson and Keontae Lewis and Deion Burks, but Parker Livingston and with Trell, like you feel good about that. With Isaiah Satania returning, now you need to develop some of your high school guys behind them. So they should be good. Tight ends, your tight end room, talk about a makeover. I mean,
Yeah.
I love Caden Helms and I love, Jaron. I actually just ran into Jaron this afternoon here at the Shrine game. And love those guys, but man, you get Jason Witten in there, and then you get multiple SEC bona fide starters that started at other programs, big physical blockers. Get Rocky Beers, who was productive in his only season healthy. It's just, I think the entire offense took a step forward. And when you look at a team last year that went 10-2, how does that go differently even against Alabama, right? If the
Yeah.
offense is better, right? How does it go against Ole Miss if the offense is better? How does it go against Texas? Oklahoma only allowed 1 defensive touchdown, against Texas. How does that go differently?
Yeah.
So I don't think the defense is going to fall off a cliff by any means, and I do think the offense is going to take a massive jump forward. So the only question, JP, what's our special teams going to look like? Are we going to have like
Yeah.
is Tate Sandell going to be able to repeat that Lou Groza performance? Is Grayson Miller going to be able to repeat an all SEC performance?
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope
Yeah.
so. You hope so with kickers, but it's never a guarantee by any stretch of the imagination. So, I think Brent's getting better. I think Arbuckle, a year older, will be better.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think the schedule's tougher, which I didn't know was possible. But in 2 of your first 4 weeks, you go at Michigan and at Georgia. Like, that's pretty salty. And
Yeah.
then, so you added an SEC game this year. You basically replaced Temple with Georgia, and then you're like even New Mexico, like that's a good team. Like that's a turnaround team. So you really don't have many layups. Like it's not there's not a lot of tune up going on. So anyways, the schedule is going to be tougher. I think this is a schedule that a 9-win Oklahoma team could get in.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
because
I mean,
they're good.
we thought the same last year, right? I mean, and
Yeah,
ended
but
up
some of the
having.
teams didn't hold up their end of the deal, right?
That's
LSU
true.
didn't, Missouri didn't,
Yeah.
Tennessee didn't really. Like, you needed LSU to be like a top 15 team and Missouri to be like finish a top 15 team. But then again, you
Yeah.
look at it and you're like, well, do we beat those teams if they are as good as what we thought they'd be at the beginning of the season? Maybe
Right.
not with the way Oklahoma played, but yeah, I think if teams just play to what their win total suggests, then I think Oklahoma, I think they could get in as a 9-win team. As crazy as it sounds.
Yeah. 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 No, I mean, they definitely could. It just depends on, I think, what is the committee looking at, in that year. I think the win against Michigan, if we do win early on, is going to be important. At Michigan now, we don't know. Obviously, Bryce Hunter was still there. You know, Whittingham is there, but it's a new regime, so there's a lot there. Could that be a devalued win? I don't know. To me, it's still a win at Michigan, right? Now the Georgia, if we were to win that game early on, like if we get through the gauntlet, even if we get through that with one loss, I think you like the prognosis for the playoff. If
If
we get
if
to
you
the
beat
undefeated, talking about a different
if you
season.
if you beat Michigan and Georgia, you're probably ranked number 1, number 2, or number 3 going into
Yeah.
Texas.
Yes. Yeah. I
Like,
agree. And I mean, Texas may be ranked high at that point too.
oh, of course they will be. They're Texas.
What happens every
Probably
year, right?
probably preseason number 1 again.
Again, yeah. Probably Heisman Trophy winner too. Preseason again.
It'll be preseason everything. Number 1
Mm.
pick over Dante Moore, even though Dante would have gone number 2 in this draft.
Yeah.
Next year's quarterback draft is going to be crazy.
I can't believe he didn't go.
People don't want to go to the Jets, man.
I'm being honest with you. Yeah. Yeah. The Jets are trash.
Well,
They
and that's the
they may be a
thing.
worse organization than the Browns, which is saying something.
Yeah, it's and a lot of people are like, well, college players will stay longer because they get NIL money, and the NIL money they can make as much, you know, they can get as much NIL money as they do on their rookie deal. And I'm like, no, they don't.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
Dang
Like
close.
Dante Moore was gonna have like a $35 million signing bonus. Oregon's
Yeah.
not paying him $35 million. I'm sorry.
Swear. Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, but that's how do you feel if you're the Jets ownership when you're like, man, I've got players risking injury, risking draft status, avoiding the NFL because they don't want to come to our franchise. Like potentially giving up tens of millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars in the future just because they don't want to come to our franchise. Like
Right.
that move alone would have had me firing people left and right.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to know that people are not. Yeah. It's like how it was. What was it? I think about the 30 for 30. Um, when I talked about was it 98 when Peyton said he went back to Tennessee because they were talking
Yeah.
about the Heisman race of '98 with Peyton and Winston, and Peyton went back instead of going to the league because he didn't want to go. I forget what team it was, but he didn't want to go there. And then he
Yeah, I
ended up going
forget.
to the Colts the next year, which we're grateful for. But
It wasn't the Saints, was it?
No, I don't think. I think he would have been okay with
No.
the Saints because his dad played for the Saints. But
Right. Yeah, I
yeah,
forget. I was
but yeah,
9,
bro.
so.
I was too.
But yeah, I mean, you just have to look at that if you're the Jets owner and just fire everybody. Like, even if you're no good, like, or sell the team. Like, sell the
Yes.
team, let somebody else run things, like cash
Yeah.
out your billions of dollars and and hang it up.
Yeah. Can y'all touch on my Giants getting Harbaugh? I'm excited with Dart and Scatterbo. They may have something we've been trashed for 10+ years.
Well,
No.
and I mean, you got Malik Neighbors. I wouldn't be shocked if they go wide receiver again. You got Theo at tight end. Like I like the Giants' weapons a lot. I mean, obviously, it comes down to the trenches. They've got I
Yeah.
like their defensive talent, but Scatabo might be the easiest guy to root for in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like that dude is awesome. So yeah, I like him. I like Dart. I like Neighbors. I like those guys. So they're my favorite team in the East. I'll tell you that. Like in the NFC East, absolutely my favorite team. Like not obviously my favorite NFC team, but
Right.
out of the Cowboys, give me a break. You know, I'm my time in the Star and in the Cowboys facilities this weekend. But the Eagles, don't really. I'm indifferent on the Commanders, but I like me the Giants, man. I do. This version of the Giants.
Yeah.
I didn't really like Eli's Giants. I will stand firm on that. Eli Manning is not a Hall of Famer. Your Hall of Fame resume can't be that you beat Tom Brady twice.
You still think he's not? Really?
No, he was never top 3. He was never a top 3 quarterback in the league, and at any time he was in the NFL. If you are never top 3 at your own position ever, then how are you in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that he had a great defense, helped him win Super Bowls. You know, it's not like he was throwing for 400 yards in those Super Bowls.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just think Eli. I think it would be his name getting him in,
Yeah.
being Manning royalty. But again, it's his whole resume is based off him beating a Hall of Famer twice. Granted, you know, the guy he beat is the GOAT. But
Yes.
like
Yeah.
but it's also a team sport. Like I don't know. The defense Eli and Tom Brady never played each other. They were never on the field at the same time. The Giants defense beat Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So
Eli did make some throws now, though. You know.
he made some throws. It's helpful when, you know, the miraculous David Tyree helmet catch bails you out, but I don't know. I just all the people that are like Eli's obviously a Hall of Famer, and the only thing they ever say is that he beat Brady twice. It's like, okay, tell me what else he did.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah. Give me one more thing.
He was never an All-Pro.
Dang. It does say a lot. It does say a lot. I will be interested to see, especially with Harbaugh there. You know, I'm sure the New York Football Giants are ready to roll because Harbaugh's a good coach. You know, obviously it didn't work out in Baltimore for whatever stupid reason that they wanted to say that, you know, they wanted to fire him. But life
Yeah,
happens, you know.
It's weird that like what 25% of the NFL had coaching vacancies,
Yeah.
and now they're just going to shuffle coaches like Stefanski at Atlanta, Harbaugh. Like, it's funny that everybody's so quick to fire coaches, but all they want to do is go hire other retreads. Like,
Right.
it's dumb to me. I don't get it. Like, And I don't think John Harbaugh should have been fired. Like, I think he's a good coach. Like,
Yeah, yeah, he
really
dealt
good
with.
coach.
I mean, they deal with injuries all the time. There's just different. There's different things. It's not like.
And built a great identity in Baltimore. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And he's
I
gone.
could.
And then McDermott gets fired. It's like, what? Like, don't fire McDermott. Like, he's fine.
Yeah,
Like, he's fine. You go to the playoffs or you go to the AFC Championship every year, you're gonna be fine. And it's not his fault that I don't think it's his fault that the the Bills just don't have any talented wide receivers. Like, they got
yeah,
retreads there too. It's like
yeah,
throwing to Brandon Cooks.
yeah. What
Like
happened to Keon Coleman, man? That's crazy.
like I don't know. I like Keon Coleman. I actually hit on a parlay. I hit on the Keon Coleman Marvin Mims anytime touchdown parlay.
Did you?
Yeah. I was like, I don't know why. I was like, I had like an anytime touchdown parlay, 30% boost. And
Yeah,
I was like, you know what? Marvin Mims had only scored one touchdown before that last one. Man, when that ball was in the air, he brought that down. I was so happy. It cashed me out and it sent Denver along. Oh, that was awesome.
I cannot believe that he. I cannot believe that the Bills called um Keon out like that. By the way, did you see that? Isn't that
Yeah, that's
crazy?
so unprofessional.
Unbelievably so. Unbelievably so. To be honest with you.
Yeah, but everybody, yep, just like CB Sooner, Mike McCarthy's going to get a job, and then I don't know, whatever other coaches are gone out of the game for a year, they'll get a job. Like, it's just, I'm sure Rex
Yeah,
Ryan will get a job soon. Like, it's just, they're so quick to fire everybody, and then they hire the same guys
yeah,
and think it's going to be different.
yeah.
I'm trying to
Somehow
think. I don't
Todd
think
Bowles
there's
still has
ever
a job,
been.
Trav.
So what?
And somehow Todd Bowles still has his job.
It's terrible. But, with I think there is a stat that there's no Super Bowl winning head coach that has ever won a Super Bowl at. No, that can't be right. I was going to say at a second place. Is that right? I'm not as good at my NFL history, but because Andy Reid never won one in Philly, but I think Sean Payton might be on the edge of history, perhaps. I think I'm right on that. Yeah, Kirby, did you see B-Flow agreed to an extension? I think it's if somebody hires him as a head coach, obviously that'll be null and void. But yeah, see, I thought I was right. James got my back. So that if you know that, stop hiring retreads. Like, just go try and get somebody new. Go try and get an exciting coordinator. Getting, not one that has been a head coach, 4 other places and been fired. But
Well, he has experience. He knows what he's doing.
right, so much of it is it's GMs that also are afraid of losing their job, and nobody's going to fire the GM if you go out and hire like a proven head coach. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I get it. It's self-preservation, but God, go try and win. Like, go try and get creative. Go try and, I don't know, like I said, hire one of these up and coming guys, and give yourself a chance. But
Yeah,
again, everybody's out to protect their own job, which I get it. Self-preservation is important. They
for
got
sure.
bills too.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, man. It'll be interesting to see what it looks like this year in the NFL. Different faces, different places. Obviously, we saw Zach Robinson get hired by the Bucks, and
Yeah.
um,
Bedlam reunited.
and what did you think about what Baker said about Stefanski?
I loved it. It's kind of like JJ Watt was saying. It's like, good. Like, I want a little animosity. I'm sick of everybody being best friends. Like,
Yeah,
it's annoying. Like I like Ben Johnson talking his noise about the about LaFleur and those guys. Like I like it. And everybody that's all first of all the loser ass Cleveland media that's in there, oh no, this proves it right that they definitely should have moved on because Baker, like, shut up.
Yeah,
Y'all cover a bunch of losers. Like
yeah,
not just like record, but losers. You know who gives Deshaun Watson the most money ever? A loser. Like,
yeah,
you know who gets rid of Baker Mayfield coming off an injury? A loser. Like, you know who has gone through that many quarterbacks in that amount of time? Losers. So, like when I say that the Cleveland Browns media, they cover a loser, go just cover the Cavs.
yeah,
Forget it. Like you cover an absolute loser, and Baker Mayfield won your playoff game for you, and Kevin Stefanski wasn't even there. He was in his basement recovering from COVID, and like now you're siding with Kevin Stefanski, and you're like,
right,
no, this is why the Browns should have moved on from Baker.
yeah,
No, no, they should have let him grow up in their tutelage and held on to him. Instead, they wanted the adult in the room, totally botched the process, and then painted themselves into a corner and had to pay a $230 million contract.
yeah,
So, like, it's it's just silly to me that the Cleveland media, of all groups of people, Cleveland media is somehow looking down their nose at Baker Mayfield.
yeah. It's
Amazing to
unreal.
me.
No,
And
it's
Baker had to, you know, operate with these miserable people, and they're like, "Yeah, Baker was a dick." Yeah, everybody sucks over there. Outside of like Nick Chubb, he seemed like a nice guy. Miles Garrett seemed like a great dude. Everybody else sucked.
yeah,
OBJ's dad's out here making lowlights of him
it's
because
insane.
the Cleveland front office brings in this diva and lets him have way too much power. Like, yeah, I bet Baker was a dick to you because you probably deserved it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. Don't get me started. I'll go on a tangent about that. The the whole Cleveland Baker saga, bro. Like, it's just one for the history books. How disgustingly terrible they handled that, and we everything happened the way it was supposed to because we see what's going on with them now, and it's like, man, it's what you get. Like, you had an opportunity and you squandered it for what? For what? So yeah. Anyways, what are your guys' thoughts, chat, on as we hit the last section of time here? What questions do you have about the season coming up, at the spring? You know, who do we want to see do well? And we'll have more time to talk about these things, but I figured it's at least a good aside. Maybe we can also obviously talk about some of the draft eligible candidates. Travis, I know you're down here in Frisco, and with TSCG and doing some great stuff at the Shrine Bowl. Maybe we can talk a little bit about prospects and stuff like that. But
Yeah. Yeah. Next week, I'll definitely be in, after talking to all these scouts all week, I'll have a better idea of where a lot of these guys seeing them going. But yeah. And then obviously next month I'll be up
mm,
for the combine and, going to onboard a volleyball team up there in Indianapolis. So
yes, he
yeah,
is.
yeah, what I'm really, I'm kind of intrigued by, like, what is this thing going to look like? Like, what if they can't bust the people to the practice? Like, what if they don't? I don't know. What if they can't play the game on Tuesday night? Like,
Yeah,
what if scouts can't leave to go to the Senior Bowl because flights are shut down? Like,
yeah.
what's the hotel going to do if they plan on people coming in, people leaving? Like, I don't know. It's going to be wild. Texas is not prepared for winter weather.
Mm,
Like,
mm, mm.
like the weather people earlier, I was watching the news and they're like, in this part of the map, it's going to be crippling. Power outages, all this, for days, all this kind of stuff. Like the verbiage they use here versus the verbiage they've used. Like, again, I've spent a ton of like winters, Christmases in Minnesota. It's just a different verbiage altogether. It's wild.
Yeah. What's y'all's overall grade on the Portals class?
I say B plus.
Yeah.
I would have given
Oh,
it
that's
an
it.
A. I would have given it an A if they got more defensive tackle help.
Yeah.
Defensive tackle and linebacker, I would have liked to see 2 more defensive tackles and maybe 1 more linebacker. If Owen Heineke gets back, which nobody knows, I love all my. I truly do love all the people that DM me asking me if I've got any updates on Heineke. No, I do not. Nobody does. So at least as of this moment, 9:23 on Thursday night, nobody has any clue. But yeah, I would have liked a linebacker. I thought they did nice things outside of that. I think all your starters are already in the boat. I think they were after you got your tight ends covered. And I think I wouldn't mind maybe another body in the offensive line room, just because you need more depth. You always need more depth there. But yeah, I would say B plus.
Yeah. I would agree. I was gonna say B or B, yeah, B plus. I feel like we did what we need to do. I mean, he didn't have any crazy splashes necessarily, but I didn't think he needed to. That wasn't the point of this class. It was, I think, filling holes. Obviously, we saw a crazy splash last year in Jay Knott, right? And we see what happened there. So,
Kirby's
um,
favorite player, Jay Nutt.
Kirby's favorite player. Um, SEC portal, SEC podcast ranked us ninth, and SEC for portal class rank, which again, I think really it's hard to determine when you're looking at portal class rank by like who you got versus like how they actually fit your team. And I think that needs to be looked at more, especially with the portal classes, in my opinion, because again, you're treating it like an off season, like an NFL off season, like you're fitting the needs of your team.
Well, it's also just like total acquisitions, right? Like, yes, you're fitting the needs of your team, but it's like, somebody that got a quarterback would be boosted, right? Like, we didn't need a quarterback.
Yeah,
I know some people might have thought so, but it's, to your point, you're fitting needs, and also you got to look at it as an entire team situation. Like Oklahoma State ranked number 1 in 247 because they took like 50 transfers. Like, just numbers are gonna make sense. Oklahoma didn't take a ton of transfers, didn't get a ton of big names, but got what they needed. They got 3 tight ends, all upgrades, especially from just a blocking perspective.
yeah,
Uh, Like we can't just keep looking at tight ends as, oh, can you catch passes? Like
yes,
you have to block. Like there were so much of the problem in our run game last year was just an inability to block from the tight end position.
yeah. How much, Trav, though, do you think was like what percentage would you give it?
I think that I would say if I had to diagnose it, like offensive line problems, running back problems, and tight end blocking problems, I would say running back problems were probably, I don't know, I'd probably put it at like 50% interior offensive line switch up, probably 30% running backs, and 20% tight ends.
Okay, 20%'s enough, though. I mean,
Yeah, enough to make a big difference.
yeah.
Big difference.
You know,
Especially, I mean,
go ahead.
when you're bringing in especially Hansen and his ability to basically be a third tackle out there in pass protection, stuff like that. Like that's that's ridiculous. So, you should have way more time for Mateer next year. I just really, yeah, just really, really impressed with the haul, especially in the tight end room. Yeah, Preston, we were talking about it way earlier. Where you been?
Yeah, we talked about it at the top of
We
the
talked
hour.
about that like 45 minutes ago. Come on, buddy.
Mhm. Yeah, it was what a great win for sure. Um, who do we think? This is another football question as we're waiting for a couple more questions, maybe. Who do we think is gonna win the Super Bowl? We got the Seahawks and the why am I tripping? Rams. Seahawks and Rams, and then we have
Broncos, Patriots.
the Broncos and Patriots.
Well, the Broncos defense is going to have to pitch shutouts. I just don't trust Jarrett Stidham. I do like me some Drake May. But the Seahawks, man, the Seahawks defense has been crazy. Seahawks are doing it the right way. You got a defense that's crazy. They've made San Francisco look silly a couple times.
Yeah.
San Francisco, like I know they're beat up, but that's still Christian McCaffrey over there. Like, so, like, I don't want to see Darnold win big, especially after he was on our Vikings last year. But Seattle can run the ball. They block like hell on the offensive line. Some
Yes.
of the gaps that Kenneth Walker's running through, it's preposterous. So if I had to bet right now, I would take the Seahawks beating the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Like a 24-20 Super Bowl.
Mhm.
Seahawks winning.
I would love to see that for football. I would hate to see it for Baker Mayfield detractors because then they're gonna start saying Sam Darnold is way better than Baker Mayfield, even though he's on a better team. But I
That
digress.
Seahawks team, man, they built them the right way, man. It's
Yeah.
they're great on defense, and that run game's crazy. So
It's almost like somebody said that, Kirby. It's almost like somebody said that last year. I don't know who. I don't know who said that, but it's almost like somebody said, "Hey, man, the Vikings should probably keep Sam Darnold."
no, he looked silly in that game against the Rams, though. But again, we wouldn't be this good anyways. We wouldn't be that like.
That's true. That's true.
When you watch Seattle, I mean, look at what was the game they fought it out against the Rams early in the year on like a Thursday night? Brother threw like 4 picks,
Mm-hmm.
and they still like game came down to the wire. It's like Darnold can do whatever he wants back there because Kenneth Walker and that defense and that offensive line and that run game, they're gonna carry him to whatever heights he wants.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. What other questions we got? Kirby don't like McCarthy.
We just got to be patient. Kirby's not the most patient guy when it comes to quarterbacks, as has been.
We've seen that.
That's been a long time theme. So
yes, that is true. He ain't always been patient. The what? What is that?
the
Oh, the night. Oh, the next. Okay, I see. I thought he said the next night situation. Okay. Um. Do you think that John Mateer is going to actually get better?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why he couldn't. I mean, or why he wouldn't. Any quarterback, especially in college, that gets more comfortable behind his line of scrimmage, that gets more reps and gets more coaching, gets older, bigger, stronger, faster. Like it's just I don't think there's a lot of quarterbacks that have the consistency that he'll have from a coaching perspective and
Yeah.
an offensive line perspective and his top wide receiver and his running backs perspective, who's going to have better protection, better run game, better tight end play, better red zone, availability targets.
Hmm.
Like I don't see how he wouldn't get better. I mean, obviously with him, it's got to be like when he missed receivers last year, we all focused on, oh my gosh, that guy's running wide open. You need to hit him. The reason that we noticed that is because we struggled to score all year. If we don't struggle to score, like if he misses a wide open receiver and then we just score on the next play, nobody remembers it. But the offense just wasn't as productive as it needed to be to cover those warts. So with him, it's all about fixing the vision, man. Got to find the open guy. Have to trust that he's going to be there and let it rip.
Yeah. I think he's shown plenty, man, that he has that high end side. Like you said, it's just going to be consistency. Are we going to see it week in, week out? Hopefully he's healthy too most of the year.
Yeah, he tried to, last couple games, he tried to step up in the pocket more,
Hmm.
fix his mechanics a little bit. It's like he can do it when he puts his mind to it. It's just sometimes he devolves a little bit when it becomes chaotic. So
Yeah.
yeah, he's got a lot of sidearm in him. It's the new wave. But we got anything else? Are we calling it a Snowmageddon Eve?
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it looks like, a lot of people are still celebrating the South Carolina win. Still got about 600 in here. Not bad. But,
Not too
you know,
bad.
hopefully everybody stays safe tomorrow. I know down there in Oklahoma and Texas, getting it tomorrow. We
Mhm.
more than likely gonna get it on Saturday. So, we'll kind of see what it looks like. But yeah,
Be safe out there, everybody.
yeah. Make sure that you bundle up. Go to the grocery store like now, if you
Yeah.
haven't already. To be honest. And yeah, man, we'll see y'all back here next week. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Thanks for the support. And yeah, Boomer.